So that was season 3, episode 15 of Lucifer. Oh my god, that final scene, guys! Oh, I was smiling so big. I was just so happy that entire time. Okay, so this is the format of these reviews. I'm going to recap the entire episode, then I'm going to give my likes and my dislikes, and then theories. So I hope you enjoy. Alright, so basically, Chloe, was entering Lucifer's apartment at the beginning of the episode, and she was looking for him. They had a case, and all of a sudden Lucifer came out and his wings were sprouting from his back, and it was like, well, I mean, right away I knew something was different, just the fact that Lucifer was acting very creepy, and he normally doesn't do that with Chloe, and I'm kind of sad that we didn't have her find out this episode, but of course we wouldn't have her find out this episode. It's only episode 15. There's still like, I don't know, 6 more, I guess, or so. Probably 7, 8 more episodes, I'm not sure. Anyway, but Lucifer had this dream where Chloe fell off this building and Lucifer dived down to catch her but wasn't able to catch her, and I just thought, that's... And then he was talking to Linda about it, and he obviously related it back to himself. He was like, it's involving me, and Linda's like, what if it's like involving, you know, control and your feelings about Chloe? And he's like, it's not about that. It's about my inability to come up with a way to get Cain dead, to kill Cain. And then Lucifer wants to defy his dad by killing Cain, we know that. And Ella wanted to go to a neon party with Chloe, or at least that's what I thought I heard, and Ella was basically like, you need to like let loose sometimes, and Chloe did this episode and it was so adorable. Also, we had the victim of the week was a writer, and a very not great writer, but enough for it to be like kind of an addicting guilty pleasure read, it seems, because Chloe read all the books in a night, and it turns out the writer right before was suffering from writer's block, and that's kind of what Lucifer's going through. So he had this obsession with trying to find this book, and that relates to a theory of mine that I will divulge later in this review. We also had Linda and Amenadiel going on another secret date, and you could tell that tensions were starting to rise because Amenadiel came looking for Maze to try to talk to her. Trixie answered the door. Trixie adorably said that she's not here, and Trixie gave Maze an idea, basically saying you just need to get them to admit the truth, and obviously Maze, being the demon that she is, she was like, hell no, I'm gonna do one better. I'm gonna torture them. And thus setting up Linda on this date with Todd, the weird high school kid, you know, very just no. And then Amenadiel and Maze were on a date, and it was just this whole thing, and it was very awkward and very like, ugh. And then they had this huge fight between Linda and Maze, and my heart was hurting during that entire time because I love their friendship so much. And I think the thing that's hard for me right now is because I can see both sides of the argument, because Linda and Amenadiel, they found something very special in each other, and Maze doesn't seem to realize the extent of that relationship. But also, Linda knew exactly what she said at the end. Linda knew that she was hurting her best friend and kept, you know, doing it, not saying anything. And I yelled at Linda 5 episodes ago. I was like, girl, you're a therapist. You know secrets won't work. Anyway, after that, Chloe and Lucifer went undercover, and that was obviously after the binge reading night that Chloe had, and she was just kind of fangirling over these real people, and I love the switched places that Lucifer and Chloe had to deal with this episode. Lucifer was being the responsible one, and Chloe was being the kind of reckless one, and I like how they kind of reversed roles for a minute there. Lucifer seemed to lose control a lot this episode, which that goes into another theory of mine, but he lost control a little bit at the beginning, I think, and then with one of the high school alumni in the photo booth, and then at the end in the ice cream shop. That's interesting. And then we have my absolute favorite part of the episode, and is gonna go down in time as one of my favorite Decker Star scenes ever. Lucifer invited Chloe to prom, and they dance, and the way that they look at each other, folks, It's a fantastic. This is not stale chemistry. This is not forced chemistry. This is the type of chemistry that you get with two actors, two characters that blend so well together. And that's what Lucifer and Chloe are. And I think what they're trying to do with Chloe and Marcus is kind of replicating that, but it's not working, you know? Personally, I don't have a problem with Marcus. I don't have a problem with Chloe. It's just that they're forcing them together and they're better off as friends. You know, they're better off as best friends even. They could be best friends, I don't care, but they're not, I don't see that romantic, but I can, obviously that's what they're going towards right now, but the way that Chloe and Lucifer were dancing with each other, it's just, that's what makes it gold. That's what makes the show gold. The relationships between everybody, that's what makes this show awesome. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to my likes of the episode. Lucifer's dream I liked a lot because we've never seen Lucifer dream. We've never actually understood what he dreams and if he dreams, and we got that this episode. We got that with Chloe falling and him not being able to save her. And I wonder if that will foreshadow anything later, maybe, I don't know. I also really love Maze in this episode. The fact that she was so evil, but not evil, you know what I mean? She wasn't like terrible towards Linda and Amenadiel. She was just doing exactly what they hated, you know, in that moment. She was just making them jealous, and Amenadiel being jealous the entire time was also fantastic. That was another one of my likes this episode. I also liked and hated, that's the thing, like there's a couple likes and dislikes that kind of intertwine this episode, but Linda breaking up with Amenadiel at the end, it was, first of all, the actress who plays Linda, I forget your name, and it's horrible, even though you're not watching this, she did incredible. You could tell the raw emotion on her face, and the fact that she had to break up with Amenadiel for her like, oh, it killed me. But I liked it, because it's something that, I don't know how they're gonna repair relationships here, because right now, Maze and Linda are very apart. So I'm wondering if Linda's gonna go, oh wow, I can't wait to figure that out. My dislikes of the episode was also Lucifer's dream. Coincidentally, I liked and disliked it. It was kind of one of those things where I'm glad that we saw it, but at the same time I'm glad that I'm upset that it didn't happen. You know what I mean? That didn't actually happen, because I think I'm just edging for that Chloe reveal, that Lucifer is going to reveal to Chloe that he's actually the devil. You know, and at the end of last season, whenever they were at the pier or whatever, and Charlotte fell off and all this stuff, and there was a line that Chloe said to Lucifer at a certain point. It was like, she was like, I know who you are. You know what I mean? And I felt in that moment that Chloe really, like, knows that he's the devil. You know what I mean? But some of the lines that she has recently, it just made me think that that line was just, I was reading into it too much. I don't know, maybe you guys disagree. Another dislike, I mean, Maze and Linda fighting. I hated it. I hated seeing Maze upset. I also disliked Amenadiel and Linda breaking up. See, a couple of dislikes and likes are the exact same. Now I'm going to move on to theories. Okay, so last episode we saw a flash of Lucifer's devil eyes come back for like a hot second. And now I'm wondering if that's connected to why Lucifer's losing control right now. Why he seems to be constantly on edge and very violent towards people. He's never that violent towards a suspect unless it personally affected him, like it did with the father, I forget his name, you know what I'm talking about, season 1, when he like brought that guy up. Yeah, he doesn't really do that often anymore, but the fact that it's happening more and more, I'm wondering if that directly correlates with his devil eyes. Also, another theory, Lucifer at the very end got inspiration from Chloe basically saying that we need to move forward, but Lucifer, being the person that he is, twists everything in his head, and he's thinking, let's go back and change something. So, is Lucifer thinking about going back in time? Is that possible? Because if they introduce time travel on the show, that could mess up a lot of things, and I don't want Lucifer to mess up something you know, his relationship with Chloe maybe, you know, that whole situation, because he could have like messed up and they would have never met, or, you know, how Maze got here or something like that. So messing with time travel is never fun. Just ask Barry Allen. But anyway, guys, that was season 3, episode 15 of Lucifer. I hope you enjoyed this new format of review / reaction, whatever. I hope you can deal with this, you know, for the time being. Not sure when this is gonna change back to reactions. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my previous video explaining why I'm doing this instead of reaction. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and if you want to see my previous review / reaction, all you have to do is click the link in the description, and as always, I will see you next time.